Okay, so we're back with 8-7's factoring trinomials with a coefficient greater than 1, part 2. Okay, so as we look at this example, it looks like what we've been practicing the last couple days. And it says, what is it different and what does it mean? So you can see that this time it says equals 0. So this time we've got an equals 0. So what does it mean to us? Well, we've already solved regular trinomials that had a coefficient of 1 equal to 0, so we're kind of going to be doing the same thing. So as we look at this, here's our steps, okay? So because it's equal and it's an equation, everybody's got to be on one side, and it is already on one side. So we know that we're going to be taking our first and last ones to multiply together to come up with the factor we're going to be using, which is 18. We're going to list the factors of 18, which is 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. We know that they're going to be positive because both of these are positive. And we want our middle number to be 9. Okay, so we know that we've got 2x squared is going to drop down, plus 9 is going to drop down. And our magic numbers for this one are 3 and 6. So we're going to have plus 3x and plus 6x. Okay. So now that we have that, we're going to factor it out by factor by grouping like we have been. So what can we take out of here? Well, we can take an x out, and that's going to leave us with 2x plus 3. What can we take out of here? Well, we're going to take out a 3, and that's going to leave us x plus 3. Sorry, that's going to leave us 2x plus 3 equal to 0. We're going to put it back together. So this is the same. So this is our 2x plus 3. Don't forget the equals 0. And here I've got x plus 3. Okay, so just like we did with our first type of equations, we're going to set up a t-chart. X plus 3 equals 0, and 2x plus 3 equals 0. Now these might be a little bit more challenging to solve because now you're going to have coefficients other than 1. So this one's going to be nice and straightforward. We're going to have x. 3's got to go to the other side, so that's going to be a negative 3. This one, however, is going to present a new challenge. We have 2x drops down, but 3's got to go to the other side. So when I do that, it becomes negative 3. Well, I don't want to know about 2x. I want to know about x. So in order to get rid of that 2, I have to divide both sides by 2. So x is equal to negative 3 over 2. Okay, so this time it's just making the solving part a little bit longer. Okay, hopefully this is not too difficult because we've already done most of the factor work and you guys should be getting pretty good at it. So we're going to try a couple more of these. Once you think you've got it, write down the problems, pause them, try them, and then put it back on and see where you got lost. Okay, otherwise, here we go. Okay, so there's nothing we can take out of all of these. So that means I'm going to take my first and my last term and multiply them together to get my factored amount, which is 60. I noticed the 2 positives, so my answers are going to be positive. I'm going to break down 60. 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 20. And I can actually stop there because 3 and 20 are not going to give me 17 because I need 2 positives, so that's wrong. So 4 and 15 will also not get me that. So 5 and 12, well, it's 5 and 12. So make sure you're double checking your work. Sometimes we get excited and circle the wrong number. So it's going to be 5 and 12. 3x squared drops down, 20 drops down. And now I'm going to have 5x and 12x. Okay, so if you put them another way, that's fine. Let's see what we can take out. What can we take out of these two? Well, we're going to take out an x, and that's going to leave me with 3x plus 5 in here. What can I take out of here? Well, I can take out a 4, and that's going to leave me with 3x plus 5 in there. So I'm going to have x plus 4 because those are my outside pieces, and 3x plus 5 because that's my inside binomial. That's the same. I'm going to set it equal to 0 and pull my t-chart. X plus 4 equals 0. This one's nice and straightforward. I got to move the 4 to the other side so he becomes negative 4. This one's where a little bit of work's going to come into play. I'm going to have 3x equals -5, and I'm going to divide by 3. So x equals -5/3. Okay, for this one, there's nothing I can take out of all of these numbers, so I'm going to multiply these two and get 24. But I notice this is positive and this is negative, so what type of numbers can I multiply to get positive, but when I add can get negative? Well, two negatives, and hopefully we're getting good at this. So I'm going to break down 24. 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, and I want to get a 10. So 2 and 24, if I can subtract, will give me 10. 3x squared comes down, plus 8 comes down. Don't forget your equals 0. Now I need a negative in the middle. That doesn't work either, because now that I think about the negative in the middle, if I combine them together, I'm not going to get 10, so I got to go a step further now and get to 4 and 6. Now if I have two negatives, that'll work. Okay, so I'm going to factor. What can I take out? Well, I can take 3x, and that's going to give me x minus 2. What can I take out here? I can take out -4. And that's going to leave me with x minus 2. Don't forget your little 0, which gives me 3x minus 4, my two outside parts, and x minus 2, which is my inside part. 3x minus 4 equal to 0. X minus 2 equal to 0. This is my nice one because when I move it, it changes its sign. This one, I changed it to the other side. It becomes +4. Then I've got to divide by 3, so x is 4/3. And again, I hope that these are getting easier for you. We're going to multiply the first numbers together. So this time we're going to have a 60. We're going to have two negative numbers because two negatives multiply to give us that positive. 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 20, 4 and 15, 5 and 12, and because I've got two negatives, I'm going to take the 5 and 12, so 2x squared plus 30 drops. I'm going to put in, minus 5x minus 12x. What can I take out of here? Well, x, and that leaves me with 2x minus 5. What can I take out of here? I'm going to take out -6. If I divide that, that's going to give me 2x minus 5. So I'm going to have x minus 6 and 2x minus 5 equal to 0. X minus 6 is 0. So x is 6. On this side, we're going to get 2x minus 5 equal to 0. And your final answer, once you move it all around, is going to be 5/2. On this side, the number we're going to factor is going to be 30. We've got a minus here, so the only way we can multiply and get a minus is a positive and a negative. 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, and we're going to have a positive and a negative, so 3 and 10 will get me back to 7. So 6x squared minus 5 are going to drop down. I'm going to bring these in. So minus 3x plus 3x, because I need, when I subtract, to get a negative. So remember, subtract and keep the sign of the larger. So I need my 10 to be larger. So I'm going to go in and factor by grouping. What can I take out of 6x squared and 3x? Well, I can take out 3x. That's going to leave me with 2x plus 1. What can I take out of minus 10x and minus 5? Well, I can take out minus 5, and that leaves me with 2x plus 1 equal to 0, which is what I need, is these two numbers to be the same. So 3x minus 5 and 2x plus 1 equals 0. I'm going to T-chart them out, and neither of these are nice and wonderful to work with this time. So I'm going to set it up. And I'm going to start sorting and solving. So 5 goes to the other side and becomes positive. Divide by 3. X is 5 over 3. 2x is going to be negative 1 because that 1's going to the other side. We're going to divide by 2. X is going to equal negative 1/2. Okay. So for that assignment, that is it for them. Okay. We are going to be completing 8-7, the one we started the other day. We're going to be going down to the middle section here. And you guys are going to be doing 15 through 20. Okay, please remember for problem 20, see that 10 is on the other side. We need to move it to the other side just like we did with the other ones before we can do our factoring. So remember, show all your work, take a picture of it, send it to me. I'll grade it and send it back to you, and you can do corrections if you want to. Thanks. Have a good day.